when should a woman pull out her wallet? Because sometimes I'll be like, are you going to pull this wallet out or are you not? And I'm not okay with the assumptions.
It's tough, but
it's circumstantial, right?
It's circumstantial, but at the same time, like, all right, if it's a first date, I'm taking you out on a first date, especially if I ask you to go on a date. Especially, I think that's a big thing.
That's a big caveat.
If the person asks you to go on a date, so if I ask you to go on a date, I'm going to pay because that's how I feel about it. Facts. Because I asked you for this. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't ask, you know what I mean? So why would you? I mean, so I think that's only right. But I do like a little bit, like even if I asked you, if you just was like, yo, you sure you want to go half or whatever? I like that because it makes me feel like, yo, if I didn't have it, you would help me out also. Yeah. And that just shows like a kind of like a, what is it? Like a
consideration.
Consideration, but it's kind of like something like a forefront for what the relationship can be. You know what I'm saying? Or
foreshadowing.
Yes, foreshadowing. That's the word I'm looking for. Yep. A foreshadow of like what it could be. Yes. Like what could it, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, yo, you know what? If you ain't got it, I got it. I'll help you. Yeah. If you need help. Yeah. And I'll be like, nah, it's cool. And it's kind of, so it's one of those things that kind of makes me smile a little bit. Like, that's cool. That's cute.
Is it the like I don't want to go to the party, but I just want you to invite me?
Hold up. Elaborate on that real quick.
You know, like the saying where it's just like you might not want to go out, but like you always want to be invited. Like you want the opportunity to say yes or no. Is that like the same thing you're saying?
Low key.
Yeah, low key. Yeah, for sure. You mean like I want to feel like you care about me also, and it's not just you. I think it's the consideration that goes both ways.
So we're talking about a first date?
No, not necessarily. He just used the first date.
I just used the first date as an example.
Okay.
My thing is,
but what if she asks you out?
If she asks me out, and
I'm going to offer my wallet anyway.
Okay. Because I always feel like, as a man, we're looked upon to be like, you know, providers and be the one that's.
But there's a reason,
like, you know what
right?
I mean,
of course, yeah.
Historically,
historically, yes. I mean, but
patriarchy,
right? And my thing is just kind of
G funny as shit.
Yeah, my thing
make sure we're clear,
right? so my thing is just kind of like I'll pull out my wallet, like I mean, even if you ask me, just because it's kind of like I care. Like I mean, I want to. It's one of those things because I'm that type of dude to where it's like I care. Like you know what? Maybe you don't have all of it, so it's just I think it's a form of consideration. Yeah, I consider your pockets. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I consider your financial situation,
and we both contributed to this. Again, I'm a very novice dater, but there's a level of like we're contributing to this evening. Right. Even if a woman asks, I have been asked out and. I'm always going to pull my wallet out because like we are contributing to this. This is like a community thing now. The thing that like irks me is don't assume that you're getting shit from this night. Right.
But you're going to pull your wallet out regardless.
Yeah, to go.
So why wouldn't she assume?
Because don't assume that you're just going to get a free meal out of somebody because they asked you out. Or don't assume that like because if I got asked out, I'm not assuming that I'm going to get a free meal. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that in this the agenda being pushed. Oh, I wouldn't even go to Ruby Tuesdays with a nigga. You know, we talked about this a while ago.
Right.
That's the first thing that popped into my head.
Right.
Okay.
But like, and I want to hear your thoughts because I know you got thoughts. I see your brain running right now. But I just the assumption that somebody needs to provide for your night out. If you don't got it, then don't go. Is where I stand. And it depends. Everything's circumstantial, but talk to me, G.
Yeah, I mean, I am thinking about things like circumstantially, right? Like you're saying, I want you to contribute, but like, what if they don't have the means to contribute? That means they can't go on a date.
No. If okay, all right, but don't ask me for out on a date.
That's what I'm saying. Don't ask me. That's the only circumstance. Out on a date
if you don't have the money to contribute to the date.
If I'm asking you, because I'm not. The offer is nice. Right. I'm not expecting you to pay, but the offer is nice.
Because the way I look at it is be like, yo, I want a gift, right? And it'd be like, yo, I bought you a gift, babe. I bought you a gift. Mm-hmm. But by the way, I used your debit card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
It's like,
okay.
Facts.
It's
I mean,
one of those.
I can see that. I'm just like, I think I'm playing devil's advocate in a way.
Nah,
just because I know a lot of women who want a relationship where they're being taken care of, and that's their prerogative. It's not necessarily all women, but there are women who want that, and there are men who want to assume that role, right? So I think they're being upfront about it because they want someone to assume that role, and they want someone who's comfortable too, because there are men who are, right? Like, I've definitely run into situations where men are like constantly being like, oh, no, like, I don't even touch your wallet, like, not, it's disrespectful to me. And it could be a cultural thing too, right?
Yeah.
Like, some cultures, like, that's just how it is. Like, the men pays for things, and like, it's seen as disrespectful for you as the woman. That's not your role in that relationship. So I think some people are looking for that.
That's a slippery slope, though.
But like, culturally, I think that's a thing.
Slope.
Like,
it
maybe
is,
not,
it is a thing,
maybe not
but it's a slippery
necessarily
slope.
in American standards, no.
But culturally, that's a slippery slope, because those are the type of cultures that expect their women to like be submissive to them.
Right. And I think
that's what comes, that's the cost of that exchange.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's where, like, you know, we're trying to create this American dream style relationship where we're able to pick and choose the things that we like a la carte menu. Like, okay, I want him to be tall. I want him to pay for everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of that going on. And I think, you know, first date, this could be a completely separate topic, but like, that we can get into another time. But first dates for me, I do not think y'all should be going to dinner. Like, it is not only is it awkward.
I agree.
Not only is it awkward, but now we're throwing in another aspect of the relationship that is financial, right? Yeah, and it's like, maybe in the first thing, that's not what we need to be talking about and focusing on. Yeah. Like, let's focus on character first, and then like start to dive into these issues. And I think it's also awkward. Like, you're sitting, it's like an interview. You're like one-on-one, you're stuck with this person. There's no buffers other than your server. Like, it's just weird in general. But I'll get into that at a different time. But like,
that brings up so many questions.
It does. But like, well, that's going to be something else. But that's just my opinion. But I think that like, first dates, if a man wants to assume more of like a traditional setting, you're going to pay. Yeah. Right? Sure. Yeah. And if you don't want to, you're running the risk of rejection. Yeah. Because a lot of women are expecting that. And that's your thing. If you want to do that, that's on you. Be prepared to be talked about in every group chat for the rest of your life.
Roasted.
For first dates, I do believe like you mean the man would pay.
Because it's usually him who's initiating.
Right. Yeah. But at some point, like, I do like when a woman pulls out her wallet. Like,
at what point? Like, at what point in like you're dating this person?
I mean, it all depends. But it's kind of like first date. Maybe it depending on how we like. All right, we have a first date, but we don't go to another date for a little bit. But we're communicating. We talk a lot. Whatever. We're kind of building with each other, and we feel a little comfortable. Second date, you can pull out your wallet. You know what I'm saying? I think that's appropriate. And I can be like, no, we're good. I got this one too. I mean, like, but I like the constant of like, yo, listen, man, like, I don't need you to do everything for me. Cause it's kind of like, I feel like sometimes women, they want to be independent. Yeah. But at the same time, it's kind of like, nah, pay my bill. Yeah. Like, pay my meal. Like,
you
can't have it both ways. It's kind of like, keep that same energy, keep that same, like, I want to be independent. Like, yo, listen, I got it too. Babe. Like,
the offer goes a long way.
Yeah, and I think it's just the offer, and I feel like a lot of times, like when you don't offer, it's just kind of like, yo, I'm gonna constantly keep paying for you, and it's kind of like, nah, bro, that's not the way it works. Like, when are you gonna pay for me? When are you gonna do something nice for me? Because it's like, and that's the thing I say, like, as men, we have feelings too. We want to be pampered. We want to be taken out. We want to, like,
kings need nurturing too, y'all.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think
he ain't buying none of this shit.
But it's the truth.
I'm listening. This is active listening skills. You see how I'm looking? I'm watching. I have eye contact, posture, okay.
Body language.
But it's really a thing, man. I feel like a lot of men, like, they feel like they're just being used. Because I know there's some men that have told me that they've been on the girl's phone as lunch and dinner.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a girl has saved their number and their contact as lunch and dinner.
It's only
Hell
funny to me
no.
because I always try to like look at things both ways. Where I know men save women in their phone is something crazy,
Right. But
like
women
a
do it
crazier
too.
name,
Absolutely.
like late night
Yeah.
little wet emoji or something, you know, like
wet.
yeah. See, exactly. Like, and y'all are just lunch and dinner, but okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo.
I mean, but
but lunch and dinner's wild disrespectful,
yeah.
G.
No, it is. I think
wet could be lunch or dinner.
I'm not. I'm crying. I'm not saying it's right. I think that, like, again, for me, like, I know women on both sides of that. Like, I know women who want to be in a relationship where there are certain things that they don't want to pay for. And they view it that way. And there's like, they're just like, okay, I can do X, Y, Z, but like, if we're going out, like you're paying for it. And that's just something that they have to discuss within their relationship.
Absolutely.
Right.
They got to figure that out.
Every relationship is different, but I think for me, early on is kind of like make a gesture. Like, let me know that you, like, you listen, man, it's not all on you.